Ansel Adams, a famous landscape photographer, once said, "You don't make a photograph just with a camera. You bring to the act of photography all the pictures you have seen, the books you have read, the music you have heard, the people you have loved." As a landscape photographer, he found a personal spirituality through landscapes and urged others to experience the same spiritual feelings that he captured in his images. Roger Gottlieb's ideas of connecting spirituality and nature go hand in hand with many of Ansel Adams' images. Adams' photography and words of wisdom have been a primary influence on me as a young photographer. Just as every person is an accumulative product of everything they have experienced, each new photograph you take is made up of everything you have ever experienced. It is a result of your past, just as much as it captures what surrounds you in your present. Therefore, with every new photo I take, I try to implement a collection of my personal skills and likeness into it. Unlike Ansel Adams, however, I am not a landscape photographer. I find joy in portraits, often candids, of friends and family. But the wholeness and love in which Adams puts into the composition of his landscape photographs is inspiring to me as I work with my own subjects. I wish to achieve the same harmonic balance with my subjects as Adams has, by creating just as much spirit in myself as I do with my subjects, as I do with my viewers. I've discovered that there's a unique tie one has when seeing a photo of themselves from the past that evokes an overwhelming memory of things that once were. I initially decided to become involved with photography because every day I was surprised and grateful for all the wonderful people I was sharing my life with, and for all the little miracles that seemed to appear in just the right places. So much of it seemed like magic. I wanted to capture it and hold on to it forever. The picture became that pinch one needs to remind themselves that they aren't dreaming. But even though the initial goal was originally a relatively selfish one, I began using the photography as a way to give back to those whom I love. I wanted others to love the photographs just as much as I did. I once took a few pictures of a boy who I'd only just met maybe a week before. Every time I took a picture of him and showed it to him, he smiled and said, "Thank you." After a while, I told him that he really didn't have to thank me each time I took his picture. I was used to the constant sound of my shutter, and most of my friends knew that the miniature adventures of our daily lives would automatically be thoroughly documented. So often it happened that my friends and I began to take it for granted. So when the boy began thanking me, I was taken aback. I wasn't quite sure what I was being thanked for. "What you're doing for me is sort of beautiful," the boy said, when I asked why he thanked me for the pictures so often. "No one has ever really taken pictures of me like these. I guess I'm not thanking you for the actual pictures, but for wanting to take them in the first place." After hearing what the boy said, it really got me thinking about what I wanted to accomplish from my photography. Perhaps what ultimately gives me the greatest sense of full aliveness isn't the art of photography itself, but seeing what it can do for other people. By choosing to take pictures of this boy, I'd unknowingly made an impact on him. I've learned to always be mindful of the effect I can have on others, and to be thankful for the little things that cause others to have an effect on me. Just like stopping the clock, a photograph freezes your own personal viewpoint exactly as you've seen it. But more magnificently, it freezes the memory and the feeling that comes with the scenery. I love being behind the camera, because in a more formal sense, I can show people how beautiful they really are. Through photography as an art form, it is a true wonder the way the photographer can show the subjects the way she sees them. Sometimes we all have trouble believing that we are beautiful. There are beautiful qualities in every human being. I love to capture moments in time where people are at their best, genuine smiles, laughter, that happy surprise, and also those rare looks of wonder shared between two people, no matter the circumstance. Photography has truly helped shape me into a very appreciative soul, one who wishes to capture beautiful moments between people and spread joy through those images. It has awakened a loving spirit inside me that I do not think could come from anything else. One day, I hope my images are as influential as those by Dorthea Lange, who captured the famous image, Migrant Mother, depicting migratory farm labor during the age of the Great Depression. The image became iconic and a visual representation of that era to those looking back at history. Unlike Dorthea Lange, my photographs have yet to represent anything quite as monumental, but they are not unimportant. They show the youth of those I grew up with, and local community gatherings. I hope to create an image that is both powerful to those it involves directly and to many others who can make personal connections to it using their own experiences, just like Ansel Adams and Dorthea Lange's images.